So it was a journey. And then I think when I hit like 60 to 70,000 on Instagram, like I had gotten a call from Fashion Nova, like they wanted me to shoot in person. And I was like,
this is the CLIMACO podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the CLIMACO podcast. My guest today is a model, influencer, Amber Quinn.
hi.
How are you?
Good.
I left out entrepreneur, coach, and woman leader.
There's like a bunch of things.
Yeah.
I'm like a maniac, but yes.
You fill many roles.
Yes.
Which out of those roles is your favorite?
I think now being a coach and mentoring women,
Yeah.
I mean, it's great to be successful,
Right.
but my thing has always been to
Empower.
help people, like, empower other women and just
Yeah.
show them that it's possible.
Where are you from?
Jersey,
Jersey. Tri-state area.
yeah, where real things happen.
Yeah. I'm from New York, so I know the area very well.
Nice.
How long you been in Florida?
Gosh, it's probably been 13, 14 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've been here a while.
Yeah, I would not go back.
Borderline Floridian.
I mean, basically. No. Like, I go back to Jersey, I'm like, who wants to live in this?
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Terrible.
The weather, it starts there for me.
It's depressing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
ugly. It's old. Mm-hmm. Not nice.
It's a million people all on top of each other. There's no room to breathe.
I miss good food.
Yeah,
And
it's
obviously
true.
coming from, Queens,
Yeah.
miss those things,
Yeah.
but not all the other stuff.
What's your background?
I'm Italian, Polish, Native American, and Irish.
Quite a mix.
Very random mix. No
Yes.
one ever can guess.
No, you look very Moroccan.
I get that. And then obviously being in South Florida, everyone thinks I'm Spanish. I'm like,
That too.
I only speak English. And that's why I think also I need to stay in Boca, because if I
Yes.
go south more, everyone talks to me in Spanish.
That's funny. You should learn.
I'm learning right now.
Are you okay?
I'm
Good.
I have a teacher. He lives out of the country, and he's teaching me, so it's great.
Very cool.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Tell me, I'm very curious to know how you began your modeling career. I know you were a waitress in the past, and you just wanted to completely revamp your life. So touch on that a little bit for me.
Well, I think when I got into social media, it wasn't anything that it is now.
Right.
I didn't know what it was going to be. It was like the beginning of Instagram. I was sharing everything under the sun, from like my car to, going to eat wings. It wasn't what it is now.
What made you want to share back then? Because it was a bit taboo. People made fun of each other.
Well, yeah, you were coming from Facebook.
Right.
So it was like Instagram was sharing photos and not having to the drama behind the post. Because
True.
Facebook was very I'm doing this, I'm checked in here, I'm doing
Right.
very invasive.
Yeah.
So I felt like Instagram back in the day was just sharing what you were doing. No pressure either.
Right.
Back in the day.
A photo here, a photo there.
You didn't care. There was no
Yeah.
editing. There was I think a few filters,
Right.
but they were horrible. There was no high quality. It was rough. But I got into modeling kind of early on in the Instagram. A friend had called me, "Hey, we're missing a model for a workshop. You should come." I'm like, "Girl, I'm not a model." Like, you're fine. Just come. We need a girl. I'll help you. If you don't know how to pose, I'm here. I was like, fine, okay. I drove over, I think it was to Tampa. I was living up in Daytona area at the time.
How old were you?
I was 21. Yeah. So it was a while back. So then I started doing kind of workshops. So it was new models, new photographers, and then you had one pro photographer that was teaching.
Okay.
So I got to travel a lot. We went to the Virgin Islands, we went to Utah, a lot of cool places.
Very cool.
While I was learning my craft.
Very cool.
And then I guess the influencer kind of thing came out on Instagram and started to post, be more conscious. I went from bartending to booking modeling jobs. I'm like, okay. I moved to South Florida. And I was like, wow, this might be a thing.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I was making no money. So I still had to bartend because everything else was free work.
Okay.
So
you're basically, building your portfolio, getting your
building
name
it
out
up
there.
from nothing. So it was a journey. And then I think when I hit like 60 to 70,000 on Instagram, like I had gotten a call from Fashion Nova, like they wanted me to shoot in person. And I was like, wait, I'm going to LA? Like I'm going to shoot with Fashion Nova? So that was a big turning point. Previous to that, I was shooting for Hot Miami Styles, and it's a local like South Florida brand.
Yeah.
And I still work with them. So it was kind of like hard because they are rivals. And I kind of had to make this choice.
Yeah.
Like, do I go to LA? What if I don't go? What happens? And I kind of took the chance and went and shot with them. And I think it was good, to see how like the LA brands work compared to Miami brands and things like that. So
gain that knowledge of that industry,
for sure.
Yeah.
So, and then just kind of happened from there. Just kept working at it.
What would you say are some pros and cons about being a influencer?
I think people, and I'm not even just speaking to women in this, men and women, you have to have boundaries with social media.
Yeah.
And I think that's hard for a lot of people because you want to be you want to show your life and show what's going on, especially if you're an entrepreneur or you're, a coach, you want to show those bits and pieces of your life, but what is too much? So I think that is really hard to kind of choose. Like, okay, I do post this, I don't post this, how much do I show? So that's a battle I think a lot of influencers deal with on what to post and how much.
How vulnerable to be, right?
Yeah, like it's hard because people want you to be raw and vulnerable.
For sure.
But then if you're like crying on your story, people are like, this is too much. You're like, well, I'm talking about something sensitive.
Right.
Like, this is how I feel. But, there's this like very fine line of what's too much and what's like not enough. I think for women, comparing how they look, comparing your lifestyle, your house, your cars,
That's
your
huge.
dating, like everything, you're looking at people that are only posting the highlight. And that's hard. Like at one point in like my journey in my like 20s, I like unfollowed all the influencers.
Really?
Because I'm like, I don't have the house yet. I don't have the husband. I don't have like a Lamborghini. Like I must not be doing it. And that's horrible to wake up every day and like be so hard on yourself and compare.
What did you realize once you got all the goodies?
That social media is all fake. You're only showing the good stuff. Like, I think it's changed right now where people are being a little more raw, posting, the real life than a few years ago. But, 5 years ago, it's all fake. It's a highlight reel of only the good things. No one was talking about the bad things. No one wanted to hear your sob story. No one wanted to hear the grind of your business. We just wanted to see the end result.
Do you think COVID changed that?
Yeah. I think it was a time for all of us to focus.
Reset, right?
Reset.
Yeah.
You had all this time on your hands to, what am I going to do? And especially for the people that were like the 9-to-5ers.
Right. Who do I want to be, right?
Wow, it's like endless possibilities of what I can do, and I don't have to go into an office. For me, before that, I was working at home. So I think I changed my mindset a little bit during that time because I wasn't shooting in a studio. I was like, oh, I need to focus on like brand deals. So I think it just opened everyone's eyes of what could be and get out of the box that we've all been like put in.
Do you have any friends that you grew up with that look at you today and see you as a completely different person?
1,000,000%. Like, I feel like when I get to go home to Jersey, it's such, not even humbling, but it's kind of like a reset for me because they know me, like my best friend. I've been her best friend since sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
So, like, she knows me.
Right.
The real me,
Right.
like everything.
Right.
So it's a good balance because when I go home, it's like, girl, we're not going to somewhere special. Like, we're not going to get like this, that, like going to McDonald's, It just doesn't have to be fancy.
In our sweats.
Yeah, which I love, right? But I get to like give her like the luxury side. I'm like, bro, you need to go get facials once a month. Like you need to like treat yourself. You know, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Like you're allowed to do those things for yourself. Because it wasn't something like normal, like especially like my parents. Like my mom wasn't going to get a facial. I don't even know if my mom's ever had a facial.
Wow.
So like things like that, you know. And then I have kids I went to like high school with, think that I'm like a billionaire and I'm like living this life, and I'm like, I'm doing well, but like it's not like that crazy. But I guess they're looking at my social media and I'm like, oh, she's doing it. So it's interesting.
I mean, you are.
Of course.
You are doing it. But I think some people who aren't anywhere near that frequency, they can't really understand.
Yeah.
Like they see all that and they're like, oh my God, how does she do it? How do I do it?
And it's funny because I think it's perspective as well, because before I was married, I was looking at these girls that I grew up with and they were married, they had kids, and I was just like, I want that life. They were looking at me traveling, no kids, no husband, like, oh my gosh, I lived through you, girl. Like you're always traveling. It looks so like amazing. So they wanted what I had and I wanted what they had. So it's just perspective.
Have you seen that reel where it's two women, one's going up the escalator, one's going down the escalator, and one's a mom and one is a single, a female, and they're both looking at each other, wanting each other's life.
Wow, I haven't seen that, but it's so true.
Yeah.
So that's why I say it's really perspective. And
100%.
You know?
Yeah. Going back to that luxury lifestyle, I do love the part of me, for example. I'm someone that came from nothing, someone that built a business, and today I'm able to splurge my parents, you know, do nice things for my sister. And I love that. Like, I love being able to treat my friends. Last year, I brought 3 of my friends down. We went to a Heat game, a Dolphins game, just had a great time. And I think being able to do that is why we work so hard.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
To be able to share those moments with our loved ones.
Well, what does it mean if you can't share it with your loved ones?
Exactly.
I remember one of my first bigger checks, I bought my best friend like a Burberry purse. And I was like, hey, call me when you get this. She had no idea what it was. She calls me and she's like, you didn't have to buy this for me. This is so crazy. Like, and I'm like, no, like I bought myself like a Louis Vuitton bag. Like I wanted you to have something. And like to this day, she's like, I only wear it on special occasions.
nice.
Like, yeah. And I'm like so happy I could do that, or just little things, you know? So same thing with my like mom and siblings.
Yeah.
I was able to move them down here from Daytona.
That's awesome.
And like I pay for their, condo and things like that. And
that's so special. It's so freaking special.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go into your business. I really want to know the impact that you're making out there, because I know it's a big one. Tell me about what you do, how you do, and who you do it for.
So with my coaching and influencing, it's obviously mixed. Like when I'm making reels and things like that,
They go hand in hand, right?
To masses, obviously.
Right.
But I've been able to, get clients and even before it was like clients, it was just friends I've like made through social media that I've been able to naturally just coach.
Right.
And speak to them as a normal person, give them advice, uplift them, just say you're doing great, So just seeing people's success stories or changes in people and them growing is so amazing. It fulfills me so much. I
agree.
I want you to succeed. Like, great, I'm doing it, but like for me to see my students or the people I've talked to, them succeed or grow and confidence and things like that.
Right.
I'm just like, it's like my baby. So good.
You can do it too,
For sure.
Yeah. Where do you want to take this? How big do you want this coaching program to be?
So I feel like I'm in like this very weird stage right now because I love modeling, but also like I've been in it for over 10 years.
Do you coach modeling also?
No. I mean, I've had people ask me, and people have said, like, you need to come out with a course, you should teach, blah, blah, blah.
You
And
could
I'm
do so
like,
much.
there's so many options,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I think I'm in this area of like, what exactly do I want to do? I'm very big into fitness, taking care of myself, mind, body, and soul type of
Yeah.
thing. I'm Christian. So I've been really praying on like where I'm supposed to go next. And, you know, I think speaking to people and getting people back to God and knowing, like I was talking to my girlfriends, you can be pretty and be a follower of Christ. I think there's a lot of people on social media that are like, you can't be posting something about God and you're in a bikini in your post. I'm just like, wow, like, so you want people to go away from God because now you're shaming them for dressing however
Right.
they're on their own journey.
Right.
So I think that honestly is kind of where I'm like leading into, and then just in the health and wellness like area, because I personally do that in my own life.
Right.
And I think it's so important, and a lot of people take that stuff for granted, your health.
It's so important. Yeah, it really is. And I think if you have kids, it's even more important for you to be healthy. Not only for you to be alive for your kids, not only for you to run around and play with your kids, but I think there's a level of like respect that your kids gain for you, seeing you.
Teaching them.
100%.
Like imagine if you just get up and you're eating Cheetos and you're drinking soda, but now you're teaching the next generation of your family. This is okay. This is how we live.
Yeah.
This is good, which is horrible.
No values, no morals, right? Very low standards.
Yeah. Like low vibration.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. How do we help people rise out of that low vibration?
I think encouragement, loving, coming from that, like, I want to help you. I'm here. I'm showing you love, not pointing the finger. You're doing this. You can't do this or anything like that. Like it has to come from like a loving place.
Yeah.
Because it's hard changing your life, you know? Like even things with my mom, I'm like, hey, like, you know, you should try to change your diet to this, or why don't you try fasting? Like I'll do it with you. So kind of being that handout.
That leader.
I'll help you.
Yeah.
I'll do it with you. I know it's scary changing things that you've been doing for 40 something years, 50
Right.
years, but I promise you like it's going to be better. So I think same thing with, you know, the people that I help. It's a lot to say, I don't know what I'm doing or what I'm doing is not working and I need your help. But I think mentorship is key.
How do you deal with taking on other people's energy through coaching?
It's definitely hard. I'm a Pisces, so like I'm very emotional. But I think I journal a lot and I kind of debrief like after.
Right.
Like, okay, like this is my feelings. Like those are her feelings. I can feel like this. She could feel like this. And
Right.
like, that's it.
That's
It's hard.
super important.
It's hard to like not take your work home with you type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
Because as involved as you are,
it's hard.
you don't want to get too involved because then you're feeling her feelings or their feelings. Or
And then
whatever.
you're
Yeah.
making choices based on feelings.
Right.
And you're like, oh, well, I feel for that person now, or like, oh, I want to like help them more, like boundaries.
Yeah.
So
What made you want to get married?
I always wanted to get married.
Did you?
It was just kind of finding that person,
Yeah.
and like our marriage or our dating was not perfect. Like it was not. It was bad. It was really bad. We dated on and off for like 5 years. Like he cheated, we broke up, we got back together, we dated other people for like a year in between, try to get back together again. Then I was dating someone in LA. He kind of did therapy. We were doing like couples therapy at one point. He did therapy alone and then went back to church. And I think that was a huge thing for him. And when he came back to me, and I was like, look, I don't want to play any games anymore. Like, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm
Right.
past this. Like, this is toxic, and I know, and I don't want anymore. And I think, you know, I prayed on it, and I was just like, do I give him another chance? Like, if it's for me, like, I feel like I will feel that this choice is right.
Right.
And yeah, once I said, okay, I'm in it, any inkling of something going, like I will be gone, you will never see me again. Like, here are the boundaries. We got back together. I think 6 months later we were engaged, and then 2 months later we were married, and we have a great marriage.
How long has that been?
I'll be married 2 years in August.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I married my best friend, so it's good.
Same. I've been married for 9 years.
Awesome.
With my wife for 19 years.
Love that.
We met in the 5th grade.
Aww.
We were 10 years old. But we got together. I was 18. She was 17. Been together ever since. 2 kids later, 2 businesses later, a whole lifetime together. I feel like we've lived like 3 or 4 different lives together.
Oh, because we're always changing and
Yes.
growing. And that's what it's like. I think it's so fun when it's your best friend and your significant other, because like you guys are still kids at heart. You know what I mean? So you
Sure.
can have fun together, but you're growing. And even with your kids, like they're always getting a different version of you because you're growing.
Right.
And I'm like, you know, even my brother's 25, so we're 10-year difference. I had a different mom than he did because she was growing. She was doing different things. And I'm like,
100%.
interesting. So I have a stepson, he's 15. And I'm like, well, when my husband and I have a child, he'll have a whole different parent
Yeah.
on my husband
Oh, yeah.
than before.
100%.
Yeah.
And like, it's going to be brand new again for your husband, right? Because he has a 15-year-old kid. That's a
In the
lifetime
beginning,
ago.
I was like, are you sure? Like, you're open to more kids? Like, you want to do this? He's like, yeah, like 1. And I was like, I want to do like at least 2. Because the age gap is so big. I'm like, you know, it's a huge gap, you know?
Yeah.
But now he's on like, if we're making money, like we could just keep having kids. Okay. I was like, I love that.
Yeah, I'm at that fork road where she wants more kids, and I'm like, I'm good with 2. You know, I'm just happy. I have my 2 boys. You know,
You need a girl in your life.
I know, but like with my luck, I'll get a 3rd boy.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. It is hard. Like, my husband wants a girl, and I want a girl, but we did IVF, and we were going through that whole process, and he's like, honestly, at this point, like, boy, girl, or whatever, like, I'm down for whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but, like, a dad and girl, like, that whole, like, relationship
Yeah.
is so different. Because, like, my stepson, at the end of the day, like, he's a mama's boy with his mom. Like, we'll still, like, cuddle in bed. He'll never tell anybody. But, you know, he'll watch a movie in bed with his mom and things like that. You know, a girl is going to, like, idolize her dad and, you
Yeah.
know, hold to a different standard your dad. Like, it's just different.
Personally, I wouldn't mind adopting.
I love that.
I think that's a great route. I do think that there are plenty of kids out there who need a good family, a good home.
Definitely.
Pregnancy is rough. Pregnancy is a roller coaster ride. And I don't think she wants to go through that again. I don't think I want to go through that again.
Yeah.
You know?
It is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It took her about 2 years, about 2.5 years from pregnancy to her getting back to her normal self after each kid.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
I have friends that are like, they don't talk about a lot of
No,
things that goes on.
They don't.
Yeah.
It's like 9 months of postpartum. It's crazy. And like,
I think
no.
people should talk about it more.
Yes.
On both sides of like, from a husband's perspective of
Yeah.
like how things are going to be.
Right.
And like the things that go on. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think people think the woman just goes back to normal.
No.
But the
Never
perspective-
again. She never goes back to normal. That
new
hormonal
version.
fluctuation. Yeah, there's no way. You're a whole new person. Yeah.
Yeah. Even when we were doing IVF,
How was that for you?
interesting.
Yeah.
It was a lot for sure. I think it was a lot of like both of us not knowing the whole process,
Right.
you know, and trying to educate ourselves on it while going through it.
Yeah.
A lot of hormones. I had to take medicine. He had to take medicine too.
Really?
So I was like, see, it's not just me. But he's 43 now. So
Okay.
I think when we were trying to do this, he was like 41. You know, there's just things you're not, or like, no, you can't be on testosterone and like all these things. So it was a interesting journey. So we froze some eggs. We were pregnant, and then like I had a miscarriage, but I had never been pregnant.
Okay.
So like talking to friends are like, oh, like it's very normal.
Yeah.
Like miscarriage. I was like, okay. And I mean, I have a strong faith, and I'm like, if it wasn't God's time, it wasn't right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
100%.
yeah,
All into right timing.
1,000,000%.
Yeah.
So, but it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. The hormones, the shots, and yeah, it's not for the weak. But obviously, having a child like is so worth it. I would do anything.
Yeah.
But that was something for me that was really hard because I'm like, I'm successful. I could buy whatever car. I could buy all these things that I want, but I can't. Like, I want to be a mom. So it was a really hard struggle. And my husband was great because he's like, look, no matter what happens, you know, I'm happy with whatever. Like, I'm here for you. Like, if you don't want to have kids, I'm okay with it. If you want to keep trying, we'll keep trying until, you know, you're ready. So
This goes back to having all the goodies, right? Being able to buy all the stuff you want, but the one thing you do want,
yeah.
can't buy.
I was so like, I was struggling with it because I'm like, this is not fair, or, you know, just thinking as a woman,
Yeah.
the one thing I'm supposed to be able to do is, you know, have a baby, and I can't do that. Like, yeah, it was hard.
How do you feel about all these women not wanting to have kids, not wanting to get married? How do you feel about that?
It's like the worldly thing to do. You know what I mean? Like, look, I was very independent, you know, and I had to be because I took care of my family. I was, you know, running my own, you know, modeling brand and things like that. So I had to be independent. So when I got married, I will say, like, even in dating, it was hard for me to kind of like take a step back and be in my feminine and not my masculine because I had been so used to that. But you have to, like, obviously let a man lead. That's his job. If he's not, I mean, he's not being a man. So I think I had to like teach myself things and come to the term, like, he can help me with things. Like, it doesn't mean that I can't,
Right.
you know? But I think it's just like horror stories of, you know, dating and, oh, marriage is this. Like, my husband never wanted to get married because his view of marriage was like, he never saw a good marriage. So his parents got divorced, you know, it was never that model marriage of someone showing affection, things like that, you know. My parents were divorced. So, like, if that's what marriage is, like, I don't want it.
Right.
But I think when we went back to church and we were like very close to our pastor and his wife, we saw what like a good marriage is. I think if you have that, you're like, oh, I understand what a good marriage looks like and what it is.
Right.
There's obviously a lot of sacrifice and things that go along with like being married. It's not easy.
Right.
It will never be because you're always changing, you're always growing or going through something.
Yeah.
But you're saying, I'm going to go through life with that person. So it's a commitment. But, you know, people think there's a million different options, especially with social media now. Like, hey, if this one's not working out, I'm just going to trade him in and on to the next one. And it's
The
just
grass
like,
is always greener, right? Until you figure out that it's really
but
not.
You have to water that grass and like manicure that grass and landscape it. Like, you have to do all the things. And I'm not saying that obviously everyone should like stay in a marriage that's not great.
Right.
But you have to work at it. You're not just getting married and be like, oh, this is great. This is all I have to do now. I made it. No, it's a constant, like, you know, building together and things like that.
I'd say the key, it's communication.
1,000,000%.
100%. And not forgetting that you have to consistently chase your partner.
Dating
Is a must.
your wife or husband is key.
Is a must.
It's a must.
People forget.
1,000,000%.
It's like, oh, I got the ring. We're married.
I don't have to do
it's
anything
over,
else.
right?
Yeah.
No, that's when it
Which is
begins.
so sad.
It is.
Sounds terrible.
Right.
Like, great. Because then you become roommates.
Right.
Ideally, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and I always said that to my friends. Like, I had friends with, obviously, kids. And it changes things, obviously, right?
100%.
And then you have people that are, like, very protective. And I understand. I get it. You don't want to leave your baby and think. But at the end of the day, even once you're done raising your children, they leave you. Your husband, your wife, they're with you till the day that you die.
Yeah.
That is the person that you need to put time into. I'm not saying you obviously forget your children, but you can't forget your spouse either.
No. We actually had a bit of that in my marriage where at times I felt last.
Yeah.
You know, I get it. It's 2 kids. It's hectic.
You're like, where do I pour my, in the cup? Like,
Exactly.
I don't have anything else. Yeah.
Exactly. But I think communication and really being clear and open and therapy. We go to a lot of therapy. I go to therapy. We go to couples therapy. She has her own therapy. I think healing and dealing with all our trauma, all our mommy and daddy issues that we carry, that baggage. I think going through all that has made our marriage really, really strong.
I love that. And look, we say a lot about therapy. We're like, it helped us.
Yes.
If you do not go through your trauma,
You have to.
it will never be good, no matter what person, because
Right.
ideally you're dating the same person over and over again until
Right.
you like get smacked in the head and you're like, oh, maybe I need to fix something, like self-development and therapy and things like that.
And it's usually a 8 to 12-year-old kid inside of you that's crying out for something that you have to
Which is crazy.
appease that kid. Yeah, exactly.
It's not easy.
No.
Like, I did some trauma therapy and I questioned myself. I'm like, I feel worse coming out of therapy than going in. Like, I don't want to do this. Because you don't ever relive those hard moments of being a child. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be back in that situation. Like, I've never thought about it again.
Yeah.
Or, our ideas of our parents. Like, we always think our parents are the best parents, obviously, because they're your parent.
Until you become an adult.
And you're like, oh. Like, my mom used to always get us, and she's like, we're going to have breakfast for dinner.
Okay.
Now, as an adult, I'm like, AKA, that's the cheapest meal to cook. We were poor. But we would get excited, like, oh, we're having, eggs for dinner or like cereal for dinner. This is great. And I'm like, oh, that like wasn't a good thing.
No.
So just having those moments where you're like, okay, but yeah, therapy is a must. It's not easy, but you have to do it.
No, 100%. You must do it. I did ayahuasca.
How was that?
Very interesting.
I've always been curious about it. I'm also really scared because I don't want to get sick, because I know you do get sick.
So you can prepare not to get sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you prepare not to get sick by getting sick first.
So you're going to get sick
You're
no
going to get
matter
sick
what.
anyway, yes.
Yeah. I'm like throwing up, like,
So before doing ayahuasca, I did a frog poison called combo.
Yes, I've seen that.
Combo's insane.
Okay.
They burn 3 holes in your shoulder and they put the poison inside those holes. Instantly, you feel that poison in your bloodstream and you literally begin to die.
Yeah.
It's about 12 to 15 minutes of intense sweating. You are drenched by the time you're done. Once that's done, you puke your life away. All the toxins in your body come out and that cleans you for ayahuasca. So you can have a pure journey.
Did you do the drops in your eyes?
I did not.
Okay, because I've seen that too.
Yes. No.
Which looks terrible.
It's really weird. No, I did not do that.
Okay.
I went to a shaman. I went to DR. I had a private ceremony. And let me tell you, it was about 10 years of therapy in one night.
Interesting.
Very, very, very intense. But you got to be open.
Obviously.
You got to have a good shaman guiding you because it does get really intense.
Yeah.
But I would recommend it to those who hear the call.
Yeah.
Right? Don't just say, I want to go do it. It's not recreational.
Like, oh, it's a trend. I'm going to go do this.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
Probably not the best option.
Exactly. You got to hear the call.
Yeah.
And if you do, go.
How long was the process of starting it?
The whole thing was about 8 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
It was like 7 p.m. We began like 7:30 to like 3:30, 4 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But that, I mean, look, I've only heard amazing things about it.
Yeah.
I've always been curious.
You have to go with clear intentions. What do you want to get out of it? Right? What do you want to heal? What do you want to deal with? Right? Let that float up. So when time comes, she'll come and punch you right in the face.
I kind of felt that way. I did, what was it called? Like this deep breathing.
You're talking about
I can't think of what it's called.
I know you're talking about
Yeah.
something breath.
Yeah, like breath work.
Breath work.
Wow. I
Yes.
was blown away.
Yes.
I did this whole weekend in California. My friends, they own a rehab center, and they were like, oh, we're just doing this self-development. We're going to have breath work. I was like, you know what? I'll come. And this was like when I was still like dating my husband before we got married. I was like, I don't know. We're so toxic. I'm going to try it. Why not? Amazing.
Yeah.
I was boohoo crying on the floor. I felt like I was releasing so much hurt, so much anger, so much like everything, like all my emotions were coming out.
Yes.
And then we did this exercise where you laid on, like they had blow up mattresses, and you laid on the blow up mattress and you had to go back to a point of your childhood when you were scared. You close your eyes and everyone bangs on the mattress and you had to kick and scream like you were in that moment.
Wow.
It was a lot because like you don't go back to those moments. Then there was
Because you locked them away, right?
yeah, you're like, I don't want to ever be back there. Like it was scary. I was this, that. Like
Right.
I don't have to go back to that, you know?
Right. It's over.
But you need to now like be there as an adult and go through, you know, certain things. So that was really good. And then the last exercise was, which was like, I don't know how people like make these things up because it works so well. You got a partner, and like my issue was my dad was not around. My parents were divorced. My dad was not around, so obviously I have daddy issues. My partner had issues with his mom. Always like telling him he wasn't enough, this and that. So then we would get together and yell and scream at each other one at a time. And I was just letting it all, like, it was so weird because when I looked at him, like, I almost, like, didn't even see him. It was like I was, like, yelling and screaming at my dad
Yeah.
and being like, how could you? So you would say that, and then you would have to say, but I forgive you, like, at the end of it. It was such a great weekend. Like, it truly changed me, and I always talk about breath work. I'm like, do it.
Breath work is amazing. With the right instructor, you can move
1,000,000%.
so much energy.
And it's not like a one and done. I think it's
No.
just something that you do, you know, often.
Yeah.
Because you're always holding something in your body. Like your body holds so much energy and things like that.
Yeah.
To release it, like maybe your neck is hurting,
I
or
was just gonna say that.
like-
All the pains in your body, it's stuff
something.
that you're holding.
it's kind of crazy.
It really is. Tell me, were you always driven?
Yes. My mom, like, she'll tell stories to like friends and things like that. And she's like, Amber always was trying to make money. I'm like, Mom, she's like, no. Like, so my grandfather was a carpenter. So we would have like wood in our like garage. I would nail like leaves to it and sell like a key holder to my neighbors.
Adorable.
And like paint it. And they're like, oh, Amber's selling something again. We have to buy something. Yeah. I was always selling something.
That's so cool.
Making candy in like elementary school, or buying candy discount from the store in middle school and then like reselling it at school. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So always selling something, but we didn't have money. So I'm like, okay, if I
Right.
want this or
Right.
I want to buy extra something at
Right.
school, like my mom doesn't have the money to give me. So
It wasn't like I'm doing this to be an entrepreneur one day.
No.
No.
It was
I need
like,
some money.
I want something. I want to buy new shoes. My mom would buy us one pair of shoes for the whole year. Like once I got to like middle school, high school, I'm like, I don't want like the knockoff Adidas. Like people
Yeah.
are gonna make fun of me. Like I need the
Yeah.
real thing. I'm just like, well, what are you gonna do? Like okay.
I've gone through a lot of Payless sneakers in my life.
Ugh. Gosh, put them on, and you walk to the end and do a little show for your parent. Like, how do they feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So funny. Now I have like 75 pair of sneakers. It's actually really bad. I'm like, oh, this is my childhood trauma.
So I just redid my closet and we made a section just for our shoes. I have more shoes than my wife.
Me and my husband are very close. He might have more than me. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now I'm at a phase where I'm just like, I don't need all this.
No.
Like, I've realized the luxury things and the bags and things. I mean, it was buying happiness, like, when I was younger.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, if I'm wearing this or I have this bag, like, I'm doing something. Like, I look this way. Like,
Right.
is it for me or was it for everybody else? And, like, ideally, it was for everybody else.
Yeah. But I almost feel like we have to go through that,
Yeah.
right? It's like part of the journey. You gotta buy the shit. You gotta buy the car. You gotta buy the watch. You gotta buy the bag.
Because you have to know that
It's worth nothing.
It's worthless. Like, now my husband says all the time, he's like, family, you know, like, spending time, quality time, doing things, making memories,
100%.
traveling. Like, that's the stuff, like, I want to spend my money on. Like, what, I need to get another Louis Vuitton pair of sneakers? Like, yeah.
People already know you have it. You know what I mean? Like, how many more do you? Yeah, I agree. I'm going to Brazil. I'm from Brazil.
Okay.
I'm going to Brazil in July.
Nice.
Bringing my entire family. I'm paying for everything. We're staying at a penthouse. I'm throwing a party for 150 people down there. Like, that's what I live for.
Yeah. That sounds amazing.
You know, just straight up family time, getting to enjoy with the people that I did this for, you know?
Yeah. And ideally, like, our parents, they're living for the first time as well.
Yeah.
Like, I do, like, remind myself that sometimes, like, with my mom, I'm like, it's her first time doing life. Like, and I'm grateful that I'm able to, like, show her things that she would have never been able to experience, you know, in her life because she's had a hard life. I'm like, I'm just thankful that I was able to be successful, be that one in my family to now show everybody else, like, look, like, let's go away for the weekend or let's go here. Like, my mom loves Elvis.
Okay.
So we went to his house and did the whole tour, and
Very
my mom was
cool.
like living her best life.
Where's that? Tennessee?
No. Memphis.
Memphis.
Yeah.
Yes, Memphis.
Yeah. So it was like I surprised her, like, for her birthday. I wrote like a little note with
That's
like a
so
picture
cool.
of like Elvis, and she was like, "What is this?" I'm like, "We're going to visit his house," and she's like, "What?" Yeah. But it was so great.
What a great point that you made. Our parents are doing life for the first time as well.
Like, to be kind to
Yeah,
that. We're so
that's
easy
a
to, like,
great
judge
point.
like our parents. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't do this, or like, you lacked here.
Right.
But, like, it's their first time too. But we look at our parents, obviously they're older, like,
Right. You
you're
should
more
know
wise,
better.
you should know. You shouldn't act like this.
Right.
But they're learning too. And we have more resources. They didn't.
Oh my God. Tell me, what are your thoughts about AI?
Future. It's going to be the future, obviously. And if you're not using it now, like, you're already behind. I love it. I could see where people get nervous.
Yeah.
I feel like AI has slowly been inching in for a long time that people don't really, like, understand. Like, Alexa is all over my house. She's been in my house probably for like 8 years to 10 years.
I have the other one.
Oh, yeah.
Starts with a G. I don't want
The
to
other
say
one,
she'll
yeah,
activate.
obviously. The other one. But it was like slowly coming mainstream.
Yeah.
And then just recently, just everything is AI, which is great. But I think people just get nervous of the unknown.
How do you feel about AI influencers?
I was just reading something about that. Like, Gary Vee was saying it's the next
Huge
boom,
wave. Yeah.
which I could see. But then, like, it also does take away from the normal influencers. So like for me, I'm like, is my job going to be taken away by AI?
Right.
You know, because why should you hire me when you could, you know, obviously get an AI, you're putting in the computer, hey, say this, this, and this.
Right. What if someone
Interesting.
turned you into an AI?
So I was thinking that. I'm like,
Right.
okay, well, maybe it's time that I turn myself into an AI and make a separate page and
Yeah.
like obviously get
ahead of it. Yeah.
I'm not against it.
Right.
I think it's like, I can obviously tell a difference when people post something AI.
For sure.
And I'm like, oh, that's not real. You know what I
But
mean?
that's today. Give it like 2-3 years.
I do agree.
You will not be able to tell the difference.
But I love it. Like I use it for everything.
Yeah, me too.
Like meal prepping, like I'm telling ChatGPT, like, okay, I have like chicken in the fridge. I have this. What can I make this week? Give me a meal plan with like this much protein. Like I use it for everything.
Me too.
Yeah.
I gave it all of my statements of all my bank accounts, and I told it to organize all my spending. Oh. Yeah.
I know it's like endless, the things
It's
you
endless.
can do. It's so good.
Yeah.
But I just think the unknown and something new makes people nervous, like Bitcoin back in the day. So no, I would never. I don't understand that. Now people are like, oh, okay, like yeah, like I know about Bitcoin.
Everyone knows Bitcoin nowadays. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, people were like, older people were like, no, that's never gonna be something. I'm like,
The scam.
literally. So just about growing.
Yeah.
You know, coming out of your comfort zone. And look, there are a lot of scams out there, obviously.
For sure.
But no, AI is going to be amazing.
Are you political?
I am.
Yeah.
I don't really talk on my social about anything because, like, it's my brand. So it's hard because, yeah, during everything, you know, the last election, I wanted to be, like, very vocal. My husband's like, you can't. I'm like, but why? He's like, do it on our family page or something. You know, that's like if Nike comes out and says X, Y, and Z, you can't.
Right.
So, yeah. But
Got it.
I'm excited for our president. He's doing great.
What do you think, better yet, how do you think America can get its shit together? Or do you think America even needs to get its shit together?
1,000,000% we need to get shit together.
How do we do it? What's
I mean, look, like the steps of everything right now that Trump has been putting, like
we're definitely going in the right
we're
direction. I agree.
in the right direction.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes very fast. I think it's good. You know, I think everyone's very quick to like jump and be like, oh, this is bad. The tariff thing. This is horrible. But then he got it.
Everybody negotiated with him. He brought China to the table.
So it's like change, being okay with change, being
Right.
optimistic, like maybe this could be good.
Yeah.
I'm more scared for after the 4 years. Like, who else?
Yeah. You don't think
know?
Vance? I know what you mean.
No.
I know what you mean. I know that look. I know what you mean.
It's like, I almost like don't feel like he's like strong enough
Right.
to be like,
Maybe in 4 years
maybe.
after he goes through Trump
I did
University.
like Vivek. Like, I liked Vivek.
Okay, me too.
But, you know, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my next, like, that's really, I'm like, oh gosh, who's next? Like, is all the work that we are going to do in the 4 years gonna be pushed down the drain
Right.
with the next person? Like,
Right.
that's the scary part.
I do think though that Trump is trying to make sure that that doesn't happen.
For sure.
Right.
To the best of his ability,
Yeah.
for sure. But, yeah, I mean, I think we're all in the right direction now. Like, thank Jesus. Because it was a shit show before. Well, now Biden has like cancer, and I'm like, guys, did you think this was new?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Definitely not.
no, my man was sleeping at 4:00 in the afternoon trying to do speeches. Like, no.
Who do you think was running the country?
Not him. There's no way. Like, and that's the thing when people are like all for him, which is fine, right? Like,
Yeah.
there's on both sides. Be who.
Sure.
But like, how can you say he was running?
Right.
Like the speeches just say it all. My man is talking about ice cream in between and being like, rah, 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 rah. I'm like, this is not okay.
That debate was awful.
Bad. It makes us as a country look bad. You know,
Yeah.
I think that was the biggest thing that was so crushing. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're like a joke. Like if you really think about like people were just like, this is ridiculous. That's crazy.
How would you compare the U.S. to the UAE? I know you've been there a few times, haven't you?
I haven't been.
You have not been.
No.
I thought you did.
They know how to manage money, and also there's a standard.
Yeah.
You know, I've had friends that, you know, go, like my one friend was in Dubai for a while. Safe. You could literally leave like your wallet.
Yeah.
And it's not that like everyone has money there, because I think that's also like something that people think.
Right.
Like Dubai is just really safe because everyone's a millionaire. There's obviously places outside the, you know, the city.
For sure.
That people are not that rich.
Right.
They're well off.
Who works the hotels, the restaurants,
Exactly.
the valet?
But because the laws are very strict, no one commits crimes.
Yeah.
That blew my mind. I'm like, we have so much crime here, no matter where you are.
Can't do that in Jersey.
Absolutely not. First off, your wallet's probably, you go to the bathroom, by the time you come back, the wallet's gone.
Yeah.
Like, no, you can't even leave your phone on the table. No. It's crazy.
What would you say to a girl from Jersey looking to change her life, looking for a new start, looking to go into modeling, or what would you say to a driven young girl looking for an opportunity?
Start with self-development. You really have to look inward before you can do anything outward. I think we love to just do. And sometimes, like, you do need to take a moment and look inward, because you could be successful, but you're gonna get to a point where you can't go any further because you haven't worked on like the inside. And I see this with coaches.
Yeah.
Like, there definitely are coaches that are great in certain aspects. They can tell you how to make money. They can tell you how to, you know, be ripped. But in their relationships, they're lacking. You know, in their emotional, you know, life, they're lacking because they haven't done that work there.
Right.
You need to be an all-around good person. You know, you have to really look inside.
When did you find God?
So I grew up Catholic.
Okay.
But in being Catholic, I felt like you had to be perfect. Also,
I know what you mean.
You know, you had to dress nice to go to church. You had to give money. And like growing up, you know, where my mom didn't have money, like that's embarrassing. You know, when the plate's coming around and you're not giving money, like you can't, it's almost like you have to pay to go to church, which is horrible. So I was like super against God for a very long time. Like, if God was in my life, why would he let me go through this struggle? If there was a God, why do I have to do all this? Why is my life so bad?
Right.
I was like total anti-God, because why would he allow that? You know, you love me, but you're letting me suffer. And I think it took my husband, you know, going to church, bringing me to church, not a Catholic church, a Christian church. I was highly uncomfortable the first time. Everyone's hands in the air, clapping, and I'm just like, this is a lot. Because going from Catholic, you're like
It's
kneeling,
completely different.
You're praying, you're sitting, you're listening. It's not like enjoyable.
Right. It's work.
It's work. And you probably don't even know half the things, you know, the priest is even talking about. It's
You can
very
barely
confusing.
hear them. The church is very echoey.
Yeah. Everyone's super quiet.
Yes.
And like I said, you have to dress nice. You could never go to church in like jeans.
Right.
No, absolutely not. So then going to my church now, Church by the Glades, their motto is no perfect people. And I was like, oh, this is nice. Like my husband has tattoos. Like there's so many different kinds of people there. Like they do not judge.
That's
and
awesome.
I felt welcome there. And that's where kind of I think I was like, oh, like that was just the church. Like I'm a follower of Christ. I think the church changes things. Whatever church you go to
Right.
can change things and like push people away. So like I think
All the politics.
yeah. Because even if you go to a small church, there's politics. There's, oh, the pastor knows this person. Everyone becomes cliquey. Like,
Right.
that's why I like to say, like, I'm a follower of Christ. Doesn't matter what church I go to, honestly, as long as I'm praising the Lord, like, But my journey has been awesome. I mean, it's always changing, and it's been a beautiful transformation. We got baptized actually before my wedding.
That's awesome.
Yeah, in the
Very,
ocean.
very cool.
Amazing.
Here?
Yeah, in Fort Lauderdale.
Very nice.
So it was great. I had gotten baptized as a kid,
Yeah.
but you don't choose that.
No.
So I love in the Christian faith that you choose when to get baptized. Like when you're saying, okay, I'm giving my life to Christ and this is the way I'm going to walk, I was like, oh, I felt renewed. So it's been great.
Connie just had a very similar journey.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
It's honestly life-changing. I think I still deal with things in my faith because I'm so used to you trying to be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's human nature. We want to fit in.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, what does fitting in at the church mean? Like, I should be like this, telling people my Instagram, I was so nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, are they gonna say something? Like I'm in a bikini or like I'm doing shoots that are like sexy. Like I have an OnlyFans. Like I was highly nervous. And I remember like sitting down and talking to my husband and he was like, but that's your walk with like God. That's your business with him. No one else's. And I'll get the like feedback on my social, like, how are you talking about Jesus, but you sell yourself online? And I'm just like, we're not supposed to judge. This is not your job. Because at the end of the day, the only person that can judge me is when I go to those gates and God's like, okay, let's go over your life. That's not our job.
Yeah.
But we're
good
so
husband.
quick. Yeah. But we're so quick to judge other people's situations, how they dress, how they look, what they do in their personal life. So I think I've struggled with that because I'm like, oh, I want to be a good Christian. I do, but like I know in time I won't want to do certain things because my walk is becoming stronger. So.
Do you see yourself one day not doing OnlyFans?
For sure.
Yeah.
I think I've already had this like conviction feeling. Like, ugh, I don't want to do the content. Like, oh gosh, it's like pulling hair for me to try to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, it's a great income.
Yeah.
I've made over $1 million on OnlyFans.
Wow.
Like,
Congratulations.
thank you. And like for a while, I think I didn't want to talk about it. And my husband's like, but that's your testimony. You should talk about it. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want people to judge me on that. He's like, yeah, but that changed your life. During that process of being online and, this and that, like it did bring me to God. So I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like I shouldn't be ashamed of like what I'm doing and, things like that. There will be a day that I'm like done. I don't know when it will be, but I know like I'll have that feeling and be like, all right, like I hear you. So.
Tell me how your husband deals with this. You having an OnlyFans account.
Oh, my husband is like my biggest supporter.
That's incredible.
He's,
Is there limits? How does that work?
we communicate very well. We've always communicated very well, especially like even with modeling.
Okay.
Because when I started dating him, I was modeling.
Right.
And I remember telling other people when I dated other people in between, I'm like, hey, like this is my business. Like this is my brand.
Right.
What you see online isn't per se always me, like how I would act.
Right.
Like I'm covered up. I probably look like a little boy 95% of the time. Like sweatpants, sneakers. Like I have a lot of sneakers. So like kind of like that kind of style.
Yeah.
I'm like, yet these people online think I'm like glammed up every day in a dress and heels. Like, No. I think I had my own boundaries for OnlyFans.
Okay.
And actually, I did less when I was single or like dating my husband than becoming married. My husband was like, whatever. Like, I'm like, no, I don't want to. Like, I wasn't doing topless. And then getting married, my husband's like, yeah, do topless. Who cares? But he's like always been my number one fan. If he could run my OnlyFans, he would. And I'm like, no, because you will say the most off the wall things ever. Yeah. I'm like, no.
Have you included him in your content?
No. We've talked about it before. And I was like, once you go there, you only have to keep doing that kind of content.
It's true.
It gets deeper. Like,
yeah. I think that crosses the line to something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's something totally different.
Correct.
And you can't come back.
No.
Like once you go past that line,
right,
it's now only that kind of content and you can't go back.
Because I'll tell you, I think what you do, there's a respectable sexiness to it. Like, for example, like Playboy.
Yeah.
Right? Topless, thongs, very classy, very, you know what I mean? Very, very sexy. Nothing that is going to cross the line.
It's not raunchy.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and look, I don't knock anybody. I think like OnlyFans as a platform changed a lot of people's lives.
Oh my God.
I kicked myself in the butt because during COVID, I got off of it because I was dating someone and he was like, I'm not a big fan. And I was like, okay, like I can understand that. And I got off like during the prime. I'm like, oh gosh, people made so much money, but it's okay. You just have to have your boundaries. And I tell that to new girls too, getting into the business. You have to be comfortable knowing the content that you're taking will be leaked, will be out on the internet, and someone can find it. If you're okay with everything you put out, then you're good. But to the point of, if I do this shoot, no one will see it. Someone might see it.
Right.
So just be comfortable with the content that you put out.
Do you think that it's at a point where there's so many girls, it's so saturated where it's like, does it really matter? You know what I mean?
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Because at the end of the day, I mean, people will obviously object this because, there are girls that are like, yeah, but will I find like a man? Like, is someone going to, think this and this? I'm just like,
right.
The right person is going to accept you for you. Hey, it's a choice you made. There's a lot of worse things. Like for me, I'm like, you're safe in your home. No one's touching you. Like, and some of the, you don't need to do full nude content.
Right.
You don't. There's girls that show half of this stuff on their Instagram for free. Like I've seen some very raunchy Instagrams and I'm like, this girl's just giving it all away for free. Like that's crazy to me. Like you might as well just clean up your Instagram, very minimal, maybe a bikini photo here, but nothing of your butt or anything. And then put the rest on OnlyFans. But people are so nervous to be judged about the OnlyFans.
Aren't there feed accounts?
Yeah, I think there's a whole feet finder or feet something. There's everything. You don't have to look a certain way. You don't have to be a certain body type. I mean, somebody is going to be attracted. And I don't even think it's all on looks, to be honest. I think it's about the connection you have.
I agree.
Because this platform is giving you the ability to chat with your fans. Like Instagram, I can't talk to everybody. My DMs get lost. I can't see everything. It's just impossible.
Your DMs must be insane.
Yeah, it gets pretty. They're pretty funny sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, yeah. It's exciting. Like, it's funny because I'll show my husband. I'm like, look at this like person. Like, who messaged me one time a while ago? Lil Wayne. He's like, I love you. And I was like, this is kind of cool. I was like, I never responded, but like, look, Lil Wayne DM'd me. Like, it was just funny. But I think they send out like mass messages and see like who catches the little bait.
Could you imagine? You know what? That's probably true.
I think it's just like mass, and you'll get
Setting
somebody.
bait out there
Yeah.
and see who
You
catch.
throw
That's
it all out, and
crazy.
somebody's gonna get you.
That's crazy. It's probably an intern too.
Oh, for sure. It's someone's assistant. Like, yeah. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, social media is crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's scary.
Have you been like on the street and have you been recognized?
I have before.
Yeah. How's that feel?
I think it's exciting to a degree. Like, oh, wow. Like, I must impact this person enough for them to like
Right.
recognize me. I was at a shoot in Fort Lauderdale for a brand, and a dad and his daughter were like, hey, we follow you. Like, can you take a picture with my daughter? Like, she wants to be a model one day. And I was like, oh, this is really cute. But then I was like, is it the dad that really follows me? And like, or is it like the little girl that's like, oh, I know her? I was like,
I thought the exact same thing when you said
yeah.
it.
I was like, so it kind of can be creepy, especially I think
Yeah.
with my followers, you know, being mainly men.
Yeah.
It can be scary.
Yeah.
I haven't dealt with like stalkers, but I dealt with people making fake pages of me and talking to these guys and then thinking it's me.
Wow.
Like, I had a guy reach out. I don't even remember how it started, but he's like, you stole money from me. Like, I'm going to come to Florida and find you. And I was like, first off, you're not talking to me. Why are you not messaging me back? And I'm like, this is not me. I'm sorry that you've been scammed and that you sent someone online money. First off, you shouldn't.
Right.
And then he sent me some like documents. I guess whoever this girl was or whoever, she was opening up like a spa or something. And like there was a contract he was giving money for. And then there was like this ID, like a New York ID, highly photoshopped, but very badly. And like one of my modeling pictures were like the photo, but it looked so bad. And I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Like, you were stupid for thinking.
Right.
But it happens all the time. There's a lot of fakes. I had a girl reach out. She's like, you've been talking to my husband from like Italy.
Wow.
And I'm like, I literally like I'm like, I have a husband and no, I have not talked to, like, I'm sorry. I'm only messaging you back because I want you to understand like this was not me. But I can't message back everybody. I feel bad. And I've talked on my social media before, like I will never ask my followers for money.
Yeah.
Like if you're probably not talking to me.
Man, AI is going to be a shit show.
That's the scary part. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when people get kidnapped and then the voice on the phone, like those things make me
Yeah.
nervous.
They're very scary.
So, but I think it's just like they say, like you should have code words with your kids and your wife and
Yeah.
like, you know, just an extra step of security, but scary world.
It is a scary world.
Yeah. It's technology. And we're always growing and faster than ever.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? How do you see your life going?
In the next 5 years, I really do think, you know, I'll, you know, be that family life, like full on, like mom mode, like not taking a step away from business, but not being so involved.
Right.
I don't know what my brand would look like. I don't know if I'm comfortable sharing like my children on social because I think it's a little scary. But just, you know, doing real estate investing, coaching people, doing like, because I've been working in the health and wellness with like peptides, and I also think that's the future.
Yeah.
You know, just being healthy, telling people how to be healthy, things like that.
What is your favorite peptide?
That's hard because there's like so many of them.
So many, right?
I think the first one that a lot of people try that I tried that got me into other peptides were the NAD+. Mm-hmm. I was tired. I'm like, I'm 35. I'm tired. I don't have enough like energy anymore. Like, and I don't even have kids running around. So like, I need something, you know, and just getting on that, I think I was very nervous to do injections. Even coming from like IVF, I'm like, do I want to inject myself? It was different when it was IVF because like the end goal was like, I'm going to have a baby.
Right.
Worth it. I'll stab myself a million times. But then I'm like, you know, weekly, do I want to give myself an injection?
And it's long. You're there for like 3-4 hours.
So I don't go to a place and do.
Okay.
I do like self-injection.
Got it.
So like every, 2-3 days I'm doing an injection.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't do the
That's crazy.
the drips.
Yeah.
I don't have the patience.
I've done it a few times. Like, it's too long.
It's not convenient.
No, it's not.
Who has the time for that?
No, nobody.
No one.
Like 4 hours.
I don't even care if you're working on your computer at that point. I don't have time to be somewhere for 4 hours for a slow drip. Like, no.
Yeah.
But amazing for weight loss, amazing for recovery. Just like the aches and pains of like getting older, even in the beauty, like collagen rebuilding, things like that.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
it's becoming more in everyone's face, I feel like. And we're understanding that like a lot of the medicine that's prescribed to people is not good for
It's all
them.
garbage.
It's all trash.
All of it.
It's crappy. It's scary. I mean, I think RFK is really going to change things, which
I
I'm
hope
excited
so.
for.
I really hope so.
Because our health is so important.
Our food is fake.
It's terrible.
Yeah. It's fake. All of it.
And even if you want to be health conscious, you kind of can't.
No.
There's
It's
only a
expensive.
limit. Even if, like, you have unlimited funds, you just can't get stuff here. Everything has something in it.
Yes.
Everything. And now I'm like reading. I'm like, oh, no, that's bad for me. Oh, no, that's bad for me. I'm like, what can I eat? Nothing.
I feel like everything has plastic or preservatives or pesticides or...
Yeah. Like the dish soap. And I'm like, okay, now I have to find something else.
The deodorant, the
Oh
this.
my God, I know.
There's so many things.
I tried the non-toxic deodorant. It's not the same.
No.
Someone told me you could use like a lime.
Let me know how that works.
Yeah.
Let me know how that goes
Like now
for
I'm
you.
keeping this like random lime in my fridge next to my like real food that I'm using for my underarm. Yeah. It's hard. Like you want to do the best,
Yeah.
but they obviously don't make it easy.
No, they don't. They don't want to make it easy.
No.
What's that thing? That weight loss shot. Ozempic.
Semaglutide.
Yes. So the food industry is now creating food that can bypass that molecule.
Which even that peptide, like it's good for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
But if you don't take it with other peptides, like I'm sure you've seen the Ozempic face.
Oh, yeah.
Like you lost so much weight so rapidly. You got that drawn out. You have extra skin. Like
Yeah.
nobody was educating their patients on, okay, well, it needs to be long. Like it can't be forever, and you're losing it so rapidly. People were not working out. I'm like, so you thought you could lose all this weight, not work out? Yeah, of course you're gonna have flabby skin.
Right.
Like there's nothing you can do. And it causes other things too. Like, the Ozempic can have issues with your liver, with this, your
It's
kidneys.
a diabetes medication.
But we always want the quick fix.
What are we doing?
Like I could see if you were highly overweight, you like even to work out in the gym, like, you're 500-600 pounds, like something like
Right.
that.
To jumpstart
This
you.
is going to get you to the point where you can actually go walk.
Right.
Different. But for the people that like you're just using it because you're lazy.
You're 155 pounds and you want to be 140 pounds, right? Like, what are you doing?
Dumb. Well, it's the quick fix, easy. I don't want to go to the gym. But it comes down to like discipline and things like that.
And it backfires always.
Always. Yeah. So, yeah, I've had friends. I'm like, okay, friend, it's enough now. Like, go eat a cheeseburger, like, look healthy because you look unhealthy.
How important is the gym for you? I know it's very important, but I want you to make the point of how important is the gym for you?
It's very important. And I don't think it's just like how I look. It's for how I feel when I go.
Right.
I wasn't always a gym person. I'm naturally very, very slender. So I wanted to get thicker. I wanted to put on weight. It was always really hard for me to gain weight. I'm that
Same.
person. I could eat anything and I'm not gaining weight. People hate that. My husband hates that because he's opposite. But it makes me feel good. And I think it's also like a form of discipline and that you're not giving up on yourself.
Right.
Like, I want to be healthy. You know, I want the people around me to be healthy. I want to also teach, and this is what we like have in our household, the standard to our stepson, my stepson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, being healthy all around is important. You could be great in business. I don't want to do business with somebody that's fat. No, that means you have no self-love. You have no
Correct.
dedication to you. Like, why would no accountability to yourself. So like little things that like as we've gotten older and did like self-development and like just learn things, I'm like, oh, yeah, like I don't even want to do business with that person because they're so out of shape. They don't care.
I used to do IT in my previous life, and I worked for 2 hedge funds doing IT. One hedge fund owner was super thin, super health conscious.
Okay.
And the other one was extremely overweight. Extremely overweight. And working in those 2 companies, I noticed how people had a lack of respect for the overweight guy.
Of course.
He had more money than the other guy.
Doesn't matter.
Didn't matter. He was extremely overweight. And like, you can see that people had doubts about him.
Yeah.
Almost like, did you get lucky? You know what I mean? Like
Like, how'd you get here?
right. And his ex-wife built the hedge fund with him.
Okay.
So the word on the street was that without her, he couldn't have done it.
Oh, that's sad.
And that became his rep.
And then when you have that, I'm sure he started to believe it
Oh yeah.
because then you can't tell me you're overweight and you feel good about yourself.
No way.
Self-confidence, just like everything all around. Like, and that's what I tell people. I'm like, look, it's hard to get into the routine of the gym.
Oh yeah.
But once you start that routine, do it for 30 days. I promise you'll keep doing it. It is hard. Like when I went away for 2 weeks, I went to the gym on the ship. It wasn't the best. So getting back in, I was like, oh gosh, like
It's brutal.
I feel tired. I don't feel as strong.
You're sore.
And I'm like, this is horrible. Like I only took off 12 days and I'm already weak. Like this can't happen.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's so good for your mind, your body, obviously, like everything.
It's mind over matter, you know?
Oh, for sure.
You spend at least an hour maybe watching TV or on your phone bullshitting all day.
So many things.
Go spend that hour at the gym. 1 hour a day.
But that's hard.
It's very
People
hard.
don't want
It's
hard.
very hard.
We were like, I'll take the easy.
Right.
It's that choice. Like, what are you going to make?
Or at least go for a walk. Do something. Move your body.
People think going to work is moving their body. I'm like, that's not enough. You walking around a store, walking around the office, like, that's like normal.
Right. Unless you do construction
Okay.
or something like
Like
that.
landscape, like you're
Right,
outside,
right.
especially in South Florida, you're in the heat. Like,
Right. Then okay.
Different.
You have an argument.
different. You're in an office and you're walking from Kelly's office to Brian's office. Like, that's not exercise. I don't care that you got like 10,000 steps in. Yeah. No, I'm just like, look, there's definitely a lot of times where I sit in the car outside the gym. I'm like, I don't want to go in. I don't want to go in. But I have a trainer and my husband thinks I'm crazy because he's like, you know how to work out. But for me, it's the accountability.
That motivation, yeah.
Because there are times where I don't want to work out or I'll be soft on myself.
Okay.
You know, I'm like, I'll do 8 reps.
Right, no
not
one's watching.
12. No one's watching. Like, it's me. She's like, let's go, keep going, like, push. You know, she's there to push me.
Yeah.
So, but that goes back to like mentorship and things like that. When you get comfortable, that person's there to be like, I think you could do more. Do more. And we always can do more.
Speaking of doing more, how do you manage your schedule?
Everything has to be written down or it doesn't exist. I'm like very schedule based. I don't like last minute things like, hey, can you do this now? I'm like,
Not really.
I'm like, I could. Obviously, if it's an emergency, yes.
Right.
But I'm very schedule oriented.
You have to be.
You have to be. I think if I'm not, I don't get anything done because I'm thinking about all the things I have to do, getting overwhelmed to the point where I don't do anything.
I agree.
So
If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist.
literally,
Literally, yeah, no, I
I'm
agree with
putting
you.
in like lunch. I'm putting in like take a 15-minute break in between reading something or doing something. Like, and look, I have my days where the schedule is like nothing.
Right.
But, you know, and those are the hard days because when I don't have a lot going on, I'm like, well, what do I do? Like, I mean, obviously there's always something to do. But if it's like kind of freestyle, I'm like, I end up sitting around.
In those moments, though, are you able to sit back and smell the roses and enjoy what you've accomplished, what you've built, your life?
Definitely. I think there's like those moments just like at the end of the day or on the weekend, I'm sitting outside, I'm looking at the house, I'm, you know, looking at, you know, the car I have and all these things that like I wanted that
Right.
I've made happen.
Right.
You know, my husband, my family, like all these things just like,
The stress-free life.
I'm like, well, I don't know about stress free, but
Well, you know what
stress.
I mean.
I'm like, there's always stress.
But I mean, like survival mode stress.
Yes. Like it makes me appreciate all the hard.
Yeah.
Like I had to go through that to get to here. And like, it's like you prayed for days like this. Now be thankful for them. Like, cause I think a lot of people get to that point and they're like, it's not enough. It's not enough. And my husband has had that before where he was like, I made the $1 million. I made the multi-million. I wasn't happy inside. And I think until he did like therapy and went back to church, like that's when he found like the true happiness. Because he was like, I have all the designer, I have all this, I have the car, I have the house. Like when he was dating, and I'm just like, you're not happy, huh? It's like, no. Because what is that stuff? It's material things.
I agree that for most people, their true happiness is going within and finding God.
I'm 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't find the love that we're all looking for until you find it in God. And that's whatever God you find. But like that's a different love.
Yeah.
And no one else can give that to you. Like your spouse, like no one can love
No.
you in that type of way.
You become your own generator and you stop seeking.
Validation.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, I think finding God and just digging deeper into my faith and getting like deeper into the church and volunteering, being around people of the same mindset and things like that, it just changes you.
Yeah.
Because look, you can't hang out all the time with people that are not on the same mindset because they'll bring you down eventually. And that was hard because like you want to hang out with your old friends. You don't want to just cut them off because they're not growing.
Right.
But their lack of growth will slow down your growth.
100%.
Yeah.
It's got to be once or twice a year.
Yeah. Like the special things.
Exactly.
And it's hard because like I felt like I was so mean. Not mean, but I'm like dodging phone calls. I was like, okay, I have to separate myself in like a nice way.
Yeah.
But like the gossip, the complaining.
It's taxing, draining.
Like do something about it then.
Yeah.
You're complaining all the time. Like every phone call, this, that. Like what are you going to do? But yeah.
Have you heard the song named after you, Amber, by 311?
No.
You should.
Okay.
One of my favorite songs.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know there was a song named Amber.
There it is.
Yeah. I have jewelry, Amber Stone.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's it.
Amber by 311.
Okay.
It's a 90s alternative rock.
Okay. I feel like I've heard of 311 before.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You're incredible.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Great conversation. I'm really happy you came. I'm really happy that I got to know you.
Same. Me too. I was excited.
Yeah.
I was like, it was about time.
Yeah, 100%.
I was like, I came to your studio. I didn't get to meet you that time. And I did a podcast here.
With Bishop, no?
Yeah, it did not come out yet. And I'm like, well, Bishop's going to miss out because your content will definitely be out first.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be out very soon.
No, it was great. Good conversation. I'm excited because I've seen the people like on your, podcast before. I'm like, all right, like I think I bring a different, perspective, different, ideas, things like that.
100%. Different energy.
Yeah. So I'm
Thank you.
excited. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Real quick,
Yes.
look at that camera. Let everybody know where they can find you, your social media, whatever you want to share.
Guys, you can find me on Instagram, TikTok, X, Amber Quinn Official. And look, I'm always dropping knowledge, giving you tips and tricks. So make sure you follow.
Incredible. Guys, make sure you go follow Amber Quinn. If you're a female in particular, looking to level up, looking to learn new skills, looking to be that balance between a boss babe and a traditional wife, you got to follow Amber. I think she incorporates perfectly what it is to walk that line between having the womanly power and knowing how to balance that within a marriage. So go follow her, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and we'll see you guys next time.